If you or a friend of yours or a client of yours is using GoDaddy to host their website, you're going to want to pay attention to this video. Hi, my name is Adam from WPCrafter.com, where I make WordPress tutorial videos for non-techies. If you're new here, consider clicking on the subscribe button. If you don't want to miss a thing, click on the notification bell. Okay, so this actually is some news that came out maybe like 4 or 5 days ago. I haven't heard it talked about so much, and it's quite concerning. And that is, if you have a website hosted on GoDaddy's service, they are inserting a JavaScript in there without you giving them permission, meaning they haven't asked you, they haven't asked your client. They're putting this on the website to track user behavior on their websites. And if you don't want that, first of all, they haven't let you know that they're doing this. Maybe, I'm sure a lot of people, this is the first time you're hearing about it. They haven't let you know. So there's a process to opt out of it, but it's kind of questionable in my mind that they would do this in the first place without first seeking your permission, and second, letting you know clearly in an email, this is how you opt out. They just kind of did it. Didn't let anybody know about it. They just did it. So what this is doing is there is a JavaScript that is loading on that website, which is an extra item that gets downloaded. So if you do any kind of speed tests on your website and it says this is how many requests, well, those requests are now higher because of this additional JavaScript. Now, of course, GoDaddy, when confronted, says that, oh, we just want to do this for the user's benefit. I kind of think there's probably a potential for it to not necessarily be in the user's benefit. So I'll link to this article down below right here where it goes into it, and there's also instructions on how to opt out of it. And so what YouTube's calling, I'm sorry, what GoDaddy's calling it is Real User Metrics, RUM, and you can Google it yourself if you want to find out about it, about this JavaScript that they're loading on all of your websites. I want to have full control over my website. I don't want my host making a decision one day to start loading stuff on my website, tracking me, tracking my website visitors. I personally don't want that. And that's why I would recommend, if you are on GoDaddy, obviously if you've prepaid for a period of time and things are fine, you can maybe just go through this opt-out procedure. But I would give some strong consideration when your prepaid billing is up to consider moving on to a different host. On my website, you could go to WPCrafter.com/hosting. It'll take you here. There's some web hosting recommendations. So depending on the GoDaddy plan that you have, you might want basic shared hosting or some affordable managed WordPress hosting. So for basic shared hosting, there's SiteGround, there's A2 hosting, there's InMotion hosting. This is going to be your budget, most affordable web hosting package. They don't do any of this tracking nonsense. They all have really good support and platforms. If you wanted to bump up, there's managed WordPress hosting right here. So some of the GoDaddy plans are on this managed WordPress hosting. SiteGround is kind of like managed WordPress hosting, if you ask me, but they all have managed specific environments for WordPress hosting where the performance is a lot better, and you're dealing with staff that is trained for support that is trained with WordPress. And then you have your higher end one here, higher end managed WordPress hostings, Kinsta, WP Engine, and Flywheel. And I got a tutorial coming out. I keep saying it and I haven't, and that's going to be on Cloudways. Cloudways is pretty impressive. There's some pros and cons. It's a little bit more technical. I'll have a tutorial out on how best to use Cloudways. WP Crafter right now is on Cloudways. So that's what we have this on. And if you're wondering, cartflows.com is on Pagely, which is one of the most expensive web hosting providers out there. Most of these hosting providers, if you ordered it through the link on the website, I include some of my training courses here. It's a $500 package of training courses. So anyways, I want to know what you think about this. Is this pretty jacked up or what? Or how would you react if your web host did this without notifying you and without letting you know. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. Hey, if you enjoyed this video in any way, consider giving it a thumbs up. Remember to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.